As a real estate agent, I totally believe you need to have an accountability partner or partners or even a coach to keep you on track. Stay tuned, and I'm going to tell you why and how it can help you build a bajillion-dollar business. Hey guys, it's Rebecca Yusan with My Real Estate Agent Lifestyle, eXp Realty, and Think Future Real Estate. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you're notified every time I post an AI for Real Estate Agent video. Did you know if you partner with me at eXp Realty, choose me as your sponsor, you will get my setup for AI lead gen on autopilot for free. In fact, you'll get all of my AI coaching absolutely free. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the good, the bad, the ugly of real estate. I'm your host, Rebecca Yusan, and we are in season 4. And we are working on staying consistent, getting a plan and following through with the plan, and just selling out to the system and reaping the benefits from that. So that's what we're doing in season 4. And so far, so good for me. Feels so good to have a plan and actually stick to it. I have no idea if this plan is even going to work, but I learned this plan from people who have been there and done it. And this plan changed their life. So I just have belief that if they can do it, I can do it too. And I want what they had. I want the success that they had from it. So I'm totally sold out. I'm having fun. This is pushing me. It's stretching me. It's growing me. So I have zero regrets so far. It's full speed ahead. So before I get into my topic, I want to talk about I signed up for a coaching program. And as I was going through the agreement, the contract, I noticed there may be a conflict and that I might not actually be allowed to go through the program. And I'm feeling so crushed right now. I wanted it so bad, and I worked really hard to make it work, to make it come together. But now I'm finding out I might not be able to do it. And I'm so crushed, but I don't know yet. But I keep checking my email for the response, hoping that they just say, oh, don't worry about that. You're fine. You're different and unique, right? Because I am different and unique. But I also know this is important for you to hear. I also know in my life and in this world, everything happens for a reason. So I want to take this coaching course. I really, really do. But I also know the universe has my back. And if this coaching platform is not for me, the universe is not going to allow it to happen. So I really try so hard to not force things and to just go with the flow. And if things work out, great. If they don't, great. Right? Because then you don't waste so much time and money on things that just weren't where you were supposed to be anyway. So I'm just anxiously waiting and trying not to let it affect me in my podcast because I need to be here. One of my things that I'm working on is living in the moment, just staying present. So if I'm not here doing my podcast and focused on what I'm doing right now, I won't be able to give to you what I need to be giving you. So trying to be here and present and not looking at my email, even though it's staring at me and I'm watching for the number to move. But whatever happens, I'm claiming it right now. Whatever happens is what is supposed to happen. And we're just going to keep moving forward with massive action either way. Because if this doesn't work out, that means there's something even better coming. And that's even more exciting. So every morning I ask the universe to blow my mind with just things that I couldn't even expect to happen to me. And that keeps happening. So I have faith. It's all going to work out. So with that, I could probably do a whole class on that, and I'm sure I will. But today, I want to talk about one of my favorite topics. It's getting a running buddy or an accountability partner or group. And the reason I want to talk about it is because these things have totally changed my life and my business. I've been in the real estate industry for 20 years now, 22 years. And I've had lots of accountability partners and groups along the way, but not all have stuck. And the reason they didn't stick was they just weren't right, or the dynamics of the group weren't right, or just the people didn't match, or I outgrew it, or it just wasn't speaking to me enough to stick to it. So that's what we're going to talk about. So my first real success with an accountability group was with real estate agents here at EXP. Twice a week, we would get on a Zoom call. This was, well, I guess it was before COVID, because Zoom was out before COVID. So it was before COVID, I think. I can't remember now, but who cares? Doesn't matter. So twice a week, we would all get on a Zoom call for an hour and a half. And the first 15 minutes, we would go around and everyone would say what they were going to focus on. So some people were going to be updating their database. Some people were going to be calling their database. Some people were going to be calling for sale by owners, circle prospecting. It didn't matter because we were working on our business and we were watching each other through the Zoom, working on each other's business. And that was exciting. That was like, okay, these people are working, so I'm working too. And it worked. It worked. Twice a week we would meet, and this group is still going. So I could tap into this group anytime I want, work on my business, stay motivated, see other people having success, and it works. So that's one way you can have accountability. And it might take you a minute to get that put together, but all you need is Zoom. You need a Zoom account because you have to be able to be on it for, I guess that's up to you, but I do pay for my Zoom account. So I have unlimited time that I get to be on it. So I think that's important. So if you don't have Zoom, find someone that has Zoom that will be accountable to you. And the reason that worked, part of the reason that worked, is there were a number of us. Like there's probably 50 people that have committed to getting on this call, but sometimes you just can't get on it. Like sometimes you have a last minute appointment schedule or something's blowing up or just something. So you can't be on it. But when there's a pool of 50 people, someone is always on it. At least 2 people are on it. And even if no one is on it and you're the only one, who cares? That is your time to work on your business, and it just works. And the really great thing about that call was we're from all around the country. So none of us were competing against each other. None of us had to feel threatened that we were doing the same thing. All we were there to do was encourage each other and just keep moving forward. And at the end of the call, we share our wins, our losses. Sometimes we would talk through how could we have done things better. We could bounce ideas off each other, and it's awesome. It's awesome. So another accountability group I'm part of, within EXP, we have a section of our business where we can attract agents to our company. And some people have actually made that their job. That's what they do for a living. They attract agents to EXP because it can be very lucrative if you know how to do it. So we formed a group. There's how many of us? 4 people consistently and sometimes 5 or 6. So 4 of us consistently every day. We have 2 hours that we get on a Zoom call and we make phone calls or we work on our business. Like today, I might finish editing this podcast during that time. And then I also need to take a class so I can finish part of my class. So I want to get that done so I can move forward. And the key thing that we have found with this group is when you're learning something new that's hard, it's so easy to not do it. So all of us have been around the business for a long time. And part of our agent attraction is actually calling agents. And for some people, that's harder than you think, picking up the phone and calling, right? And it's daunting. But because we're on that call, we are more likely to do it because we're watching everyone else do it. We don't want to get left behind. In this instance, we could be competing against each other because we can attract agents from all around the world. But we're not worried about that. There's so many agents and opportunities that we're not worried about stealing from each other. We encourage each other. And the best thing about this group is we trust each other and we know what each other's goals are. And if we have information that could help someone else hit those goals, we give it. I don't know why that is. Maybe we're just giving people, but we appreciate each other and we want each other to have success. So we understand that just because we give this information, that doesn't mean that we're going to be left behind, right? If you're being like closed in all the stuff that you have, that's not cool. The more giving you are and helpful you are to other people, the more likely you're going to get everything you've ever wanted. That's who said that? Is it Napoleon Hill? Who said that? If you help enough people get what they want, you'll have everything you've ever wanted. That is totally a thing. I've been in a lot of network marketing businesses and they totally preach that. Just help other people get what they want and you'll have more than enough for yourself. And that's kind of like the golden rule too. Just help other people. Just give it. Give the information because it comes back always. So that's that group and that's what we do. And we've been meeting for, I don't know, since January. So maybe 9 months. And we don't, sometimes it's summer right now. So people have been taking vacations and we don't beat each other over the head if we're not there. We do have a group text. So if someone's not going to be on the call, we get a text. Hey, I can't be on the call, or I'll be on the first hour, but not the second hour. And then someone will say, I'm writing an offer. And the rest of us will be like, yay, go get that offer done. Go do it. We encourage each other. We cheer each other on. We are genuinely excited when each of us have success because we know, we're friends now. We care about each other. But we know if other people are having success in the group, we're going to have success too, because we're all following the same track, the same steps, right? So the more we can help each other collapse time frames, the more success we'll all have. So that's another way to have some accountability. So maybe you have to start your own group, or maybe you have a friend around you that would be willing to do it. So just get started. The key is to just get started. I actually have another accountability partner that we work on manifestation together and just keeping our mindset right and flowing like I'm talking about. I just got an email, but I'm not going to check it until I'm done talking here. I don't want to get distracted. But it started off great. We had some phone calls and some texting, but it's just kind of fizzled. And I think part of it is my fault, but I just wasn't really jiving and meshing with this other person. And that's nobody's fault. But I just didn't feel any sort of attraction to give a ton. So that one might be over. But there again, that's okay. We tried it. We thought it was going to be great, but it just hasn't panned out into anything. But that's okay. Maybe I'll send her a text today and say, hey, what's been going on? I'm sure everything is amazing. Like maybe I'll send her something to encourage her, right? Because that's what you do when you're an accountability partner. There's no jealousy. There's no climbing to the top. There's just how can we all collectively work together to be better? Something I always wanted in my real estate business was a partner. A partner. Somebody to do all of the things with, to do the paperwork with, to do mostly the bringing in of the clients, prospecting. I've always wanted someone like that. And I've tried it a few times. And this last time I tried it, we did it for a long time. But it's just weird. Nothing came to fruition from it, from what we were trying to do. We were trying to attract clients to us. And we're both really good at what we do, but it's almost like it wasn't supposed to happen because we didn't get any fruit from what we were planting. So I still haven't figured out why that is, but we've both kind of branched out into other things. But you live and you learn, and you make the best of whatever is put in front of you. And that's the best you can do. But the best part about having accountability partners or a partner or a running buddy, you get to do it together. So if you fail together. And as long as you can both be flexible and work off each other and give each other advice and accept that advice and figure out how that advice will work for both of you or all of you, you win. You win. Another way to get some more accountability in your business is to hire a coach. If you are paying someone to help you get to the next level, you're probably going to show up, right? If you pay enough, you will be there every week or every day or whatever it is for you to get there. But you have to be so careful in the coach that you hire. The first coach I hired, I was so excited to start working with her because I just didn't have consistent business. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. And she did a great presentation for us. And I was like, I'm totally in with you, girl. What do we got to do? But her only way of coaching was to show me how to make 100 dials every day. And I got to tell you, me and pounding that phone, cold calling, no, it's just not me. I was a telemarketer in college and I literally lasted about 30 days. And the 30-day mark was when the training ended. I just hated it so bad. And I know it's a mindset and I still have growing to do in that. But when I was trying to get through the calls, sweating it out, trying to make myself do one more or making excuses why I couldn't do it, I just thought there has to be a better way. Like, I wish I could get out of this office and actually go talk to people. That would be way more fun than this. And I think after that, I started doing door knocking. And I hated door knocking, but at least I felt like I was doing something. I was out and I was meeting people. And to me, that just felt more productive than sitting on the phone for 2 hours trying to get through 100 phone numbers. Ugh. So the point of me telling you this is to tell you, be careful who you hire as your coach. Ask lots of questions. I didn't even know what questions to ask, so that was my bad. But the good thing for me was I only had to pay her when I closed a deal, and I never closed a deal with her. So I never had to pay her. So it was a risk for her as well. And I don't know if I won, but I always have this story now to tell about be careful who you hire to coach you. Make sure they don't have to be like you, but make sure the things that they're teaching you to do, you're actually going to do, right? If you are not a cold caller, don't hire a cold caller unless you really want to be a cold caller. If you are not a door knocker, but want to be a door knocker, hire someone that did a lot of door knocking. I know people still do that. But if you want to learn AI, hire an AI coach like me. And you totally want to learn AI because it'll totally change how you do business. And it'll put you in 2023, the new century or whatever it is. Next level real estate. It's the future of real estate, AI. So definitely hook up with me if you want to learn that. How to be a futuristic agent. How to be ahead of the curve in real estate. That's what I teach. So Okay, what else do I want to talk about? Oh, here's another one. So this coaching program that I hope I can still get into, but I won't freak out if I can't because something else will come along. But every morning they have a check-in. So you call into a Zoom and you announce what you are going to be doing for the day. And then I believe you check in at night and you say whether you did it or not and what happened. And the key to this one is once you say you're going to do it, you do it, because you do not want to get on that call with these driven people that don't take no for an answer. You don't want to get on that call and say, yeah, I didn't do it. I went to the beach all day. Like, that's me. I went to the beach, or I sat on the couch and watched the news all day. Like, that doesn't happen anymore because you're accountable to these people. Might happen every once in a while, mental health. Sometimes you need a mental health break. But if you have to check in twice a day and give your projections and then your actual results, you're more likely to do them. A couple things to watch out for when you are creating either an accountability partner or an accountability group. Try not to let people in that are just Debbie Downers, or they're going to come on the call and just talk about why they can't do it and why they can't make it happen and how they feel sick today. You just can't help those people. You want people to come on the call and they might be having a bad day, but that should be the call that revives them. That should be the call that they say, okay, I'm with these driven people and I am going to bring my A game right now because these people have their A game. So it's partly your responsibility to set the tone for your accountability group. Are you going to be the cheerleader? Are you going to be the motivator? Are you going to be the drill sergeant? What's going to be your role to keep that group moving forward? And as soon as it stops moving forward, you either have to pivot and change or fix it. Maybe you need to bring on some new people. Maybe you need to fire some people and kick some people out. The key to accountability is it has to work for you, and don't sit in it for too long because you just waste time. Who wants to waste time? There's so much life to be lived. And if you get in and get out and move on, so much better. So don't waste time. Don't feel bad if you have to fire people. This is about you. And if you're the only one that wants to fire people, maybe that means you're the one that's supposed to be fired. And go make another group. So simple. There's with EXP, it's easy to put these things together because we have a system that we're all very connected. It's so easy to find people that want to do these kinds of things all the time. But I'm sure within your office, you ask your team leaders, you ask your office managers, you ask around the office who wants to be involved in this. And I really encourage you to branch out and find people from around the country that maybe aren't even in your area, but people within your own brokerage that want to do this. Or start a Facebook group and start inviting agents to it. And whoever is in the group gets to be on the call. I don't know. You have to get creative. What speaks to you? It's always great to find and network with agents outside of your area. It just opens your mind to new things, right? One of the people in my group, two of the people in my group, they live in very expensive areas and they sell $1 million properties over and over and over and over. And it's super encouraging to me because, they're doing it. They're showing me it can be done. So what's my excuse? So I'm just like a sponge listening to them. How do you do it? What drove you to this? How did you get to this level? Another thing to keep in mind, and this might be my last thing for accountability groups for today, everyone on the call will have a strength. And as soon as everyone can find their strength and start sharing their strength, the better the group will be. So what is your strength? Are you I'm the cheerleader in the group. I'm always the cheerleader. I'm always the one that, hey, let's go. We're going to do this. Doesn't matter the results. We're going to put in the steps and the steps are going to bring us that's me. One step at a time. Great job for showing up. I believe in you. I believe in us. I believe in where we're going. We know it works because we've seen other people do it. Let's just do it. Okay, that's me. But then you'll have people who are the phone pounders. Hey, we got this. We're going to call and call and call and call, and we don't care what anyone says to us. We're going to keep calling. If you have a bad call, hang up and dial again. So you need someone like that. You need the detail person to help track all your results. That's a good one too. We have a form that we all put our results, our dials, our conversations, and our appointments set. We track it every day so we can see what's working and what's not. And again, it's just more accountability that we get those numbers on there. And sometimes if you can't be on the call, maybe you'll do your calls later, but you'll still check in with your results. So that is all I have to talk about today. I hope that was encouraging. I hope that gave you some ideas. I'm sure I'll talk more about that in the future because I could dive deeper into all of that. But that's a bird's eye view. But definitely figure out how to get some accountability partners, 1, 10, 50, 100, whatever it is. Get started because it works. Go be amazing, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.